Welcome to this video. In this video, we're learning whole numbers and we're going to learn about the order of operations. So now we all know about BODMAS at this stage, but if you don't know about BODMAS, we're going to quickly revise that. So BODMAS is a word we use to help us remember the order in which we have to do the operations of mathematics. So B is for the brackets. So that's the operation that we do first. If we have a sum and the sum has brackets, we have to first finish the brackets. And then O is for the of, D is for division. So in this order, going from left to right. So if you have brackets, make sure you do those first until you don't have brackets in the sum anymore. Then you move on to the next order of operation, which is the of. You do that until you don't have that in the sum anymore. Then you go to division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. What's very fun to understand is that if your sum only consists of divisions and multiplication, so if you only have these guys, right? By the way, division and multiplication, they are inverses of each other. So if you only have division and multiplication, you can complete your sum from left to right, or you can complete it in any order. If your sum only has addition and subtraction, you can complete it from left to right or in any order. But you have to understand what you're doing. So let's just practice the order of operations, and then we can practice more questions on it. So the first question over here, we're going to practice subtraction. We have 10 minus 2, which is 8. We can easily do that. So what I'm trying to show you is that as easy as we have done the first operation, that's how it must be when you have a giant sum. Okay, just make sure that you are good with every order of operation so that when you have a giant sum, you can do it part by part until you get to the final answer. Over here we have the addition. We have 5 plus 7, and when we add that, that's going to give us 12. We have 6 times 4, that's going to give us 24. So we did the multiplication. This is the multiplication operation. 18 divided by 6. We know our timetables, and by knowing that 6 times 3 is 18, then the inverse, 18 divided by 6 is going to be 3. Now we have half of 50. Now every single time we have a half, or we have the off, sorry. If you have the off operation, you might want to just change that into a multiplication. That's what happens. When you have an off, change that to a multiplication. And then we say, basically, I have a half times 50. And we, at this stage, know how to multiply fractions. We know it's going to be 1 times 50, because the numerator is going to multiply to give us 50. Over the denominator, which is 2. We know 50 divided by 2 in this situation now is going to give us 25. Or you could have said the half of 50 is actually 25. Right. Now we have the brackets. Now with the brackets, it's very important that whatever is inside the bracket, you simplify that first. So in my next step, I'm going to make sure I simplify the 4 plus 1. So I'll write everything as it is, 6, the bracket, and even the other bracket there. Then a 4 plus 1 becomes a 5. And that's how you want to write it. Then now it's very important that you understand that 6 bracket. When you have a 6 and the 6 is next to a bracket, there's nothing in between them. It's just a 6 in the bracket. You have to understand that that 6 is multiplying whatever's inside the bracket. So in this situation, I can actually rewrite it as 6 times 5. That's correct. Now 6 times 5 is 30. But I will not be writing this step. You have to understand that a 6 next to a bracket, they are multiplying. So those are all the order of operations, and we're just gonna fly through these sums, and I'll help you practice the order of operations. Right, so the first question over here, we have 2 plus 10 times 3 minus 15. Obviously, we have to focus there. So then I'm going to copy this whole line, 2 plus, and wherever I come across the numbers that I have to now operate. Now 10 times 3, I'm gonna give the answer, and then I'm gonna copy everything else. Make sure you keep copying everything else until you're done. Now we have pluses and minuses in this whole line, so I can do it from left to right or any order that I like. So I'm gonna do it left to right, or I can say 30 minus 15. That's gonna give us 30 minus 15 is 15. So I can do this first. So I'll say 2 plus 15 because that was easier for me. Then I get 17. Here's our final answer. Or I could have said 2 plus 30 is 32 minus 15 is going to give me 17. Right, so let's just practice over here as well. We notice the first order of operation we have is the brackets, and we have to simplify whatever is in the brackets first. So we copy down everything else, right? Even that bracket over there, I can copy it. So I have 18 divided by 9, that's 2, close the bracket. Now I still have the brackets, guys, so you have to make sure we understand that this is now going to be multiplication. Basically, I need to do the division before I multiply. So I can go to the next step and say this is 3, and then I have minus, then I say 6 divided by 6 is going to be 1, plus 10 bracket 2. Then I continue, I say this is 3 minus 1 because now I need to multiply these guys, right? 3 minus 1 plus 10 times 2 is 20. Now I have pluses and minuses. I'll just do it left to right. So 3 minus 1 is going to give us 4. 3 minus 1 is going to give us 2 plus 20. And then we're going to have 22. And that's how you do the order of operations, guys. Make sure you do understand. Over here, we have 2 brackets. I have this bracket and that bracket. So it's very important that I do the order of operation there. And we simplify whatever is in the bracket first. Remember, this minus 4 is also part of the sum, okay? So we're going to copy the 5. Then I copy the bracket. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then I copy the other bracket. I'm going to copy the plus the 3. And the bracket as well. Now here, be very careful. I have 10 times 3 minus 9. So I first have to do the 10 times 3, which is 30 minus 9, close the bracket, minus 4, right? So over here, we still have this bracket that we still have to simplify further. So let's do that. In this situation, we have 5 bracket 2, close bracket, plus 3. Then we have 30 minus 9 is going to give us 21. Then we say minus 4. Now I have the multiplications, which I can do them simultaneously. So in the next sum, I have 5 times 2, which is 10, plus 3 times 21, that's going to be 63, minus 4. Again, we have pluses and minuses here, so I'll just do the plus. So 10 here, over here, 10 plus 63 will give us 73 minus 4. 73 minus 4 should be 69. And that's our final answer over there. Let's practice another question here. So again, we have our brackets. So we're going to copy everything else. We know 11 plus 9. So I'm going to keep the bracket. 11 plus 9 is going to give us 20. Minus 15 divided by 5 plus 3. Then we continue and we say, well, now we have to do this operation, which is division. So I write 7 plus. Now these brackets mean nothing because the number next to the bracket, there's no number there, there's actually a plus. So if there's no number and there's a plus, you just get rid of the brackets and then you write 20, well, the number inside it. So I have 15 minus 15 divided by 5 is going to give us 3 plus 3. All right, now we keep it going. We say 7 plus 20 is going to give us 27 minus 3 plus 3. Now I'm going to do these because remember, when you have pluses and minuses, you can do it in any order, but it's preferred to do it left to right. Over here, I know minus 3 plus 3 is going to cancel out. That or 0, but maybe let's say you don't understand that at this point because you haven't done integers. So you're gonna go 27 minus 3. 27 minus 3 is gonna give us 24 plus 3. So I did this part. Okay, now I'm gonna say 24 plus 3 is gonna give us 27. Now you see I went back to 27. So it's very important to note that minus 3, well, a minus and a plus are actually inverses of each other. And what do we mean by inverse is that when I minus a number by 3, by a certain number, and I add by that very same number, I go back, so the number is unchanged. That's what we mean by inverses there. Just throwing a little bit something extra for you to become smarter, right? So let's do this giant sum over here, and this is the last sum. In this last sum over here, again, we have brackets. Make sure you deal with those brackets first. So I will have a half of 14. Okay, I can still put this in brackets, but like I said, if you don't have a number next to the brackets, you might as well just get rid of those brackets. Then I say divide this by 3 minus 2, multiply by 3, and then inside here we're going to have 1. Like I said, we have a number next to the bracket, so I'm going to keep the brackets because I want to remind myself that I must multiply over there. I can change that to a multiplication as well, it's not a problem. Now the brackets are gone. The next operation will be off. So remember, a half of 14 will actually be 7, or we can change the half to a multiplication and do that. But I know that a half of 14 is 7, so I have 7 divided by 3 minus 2 times over here 3 bracket 1. These are multiplying. So now I have all of these multiplying and I have these dividing. So let's go over here. 7 divided by 3. I don't have a solid answer, so I'm going to put 7 over 3. I'm turning this into a fraction. Minus. Over here, I have 2 times 3 bracket 1. Right, so I did the division operation. That's what we did. Now we have to multiply all of this. Now we know we're going to have 7 over 3 minus. This is 2 times 3, which is 6, times 1, which is 6. So I get 6. Now, how do we deal with fractions? We make sure that the denominators are the same. You should know this by now. So this we can change as over 1 because it's a whole number. If you have a whole number, that means the denominator is 1. And how do we change that 1 to a 3? Because we're looking for the LCD, the lowest common denominator. We times here by 3. What you do at the bottom, you do at the top. So we now going to have 7 over 3 minus 18 over 3, and we are not yet able to complete this sum, but you should try and see what you get as your final answer. Maybe make a star here. After you understand integers, you'll be able to solve this, but for now we cannot solve for this. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.